But the Bengals, though.
I'm worried.
Yeah?
That offensive line. Look what the Titans did.
Yeah.
And you could make, I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs have some stud pass rushers. They can go get the quarterback. Hopefully, Honey Badgers. I'm not sure what's going on with Honey Badger. That was a big loss early in the game for the Chiefs.
I'd be concerned. You know why? Because he's had a history of like concussions too.
And they've also had injuries to the corner. Baker had to step up and play more. Like
my boy DeAndre.
I mean,
let's go, former Giant goat.
He's tossing and turning on the floor, but yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I'm just. I mean, I know we're not going to preview. I'm a little worried about the Bengals offensive line, but
they gave up 9 sacks. And despite all that, though, Joe Burrow is just mad cool. Son.
Yeah, cool under pressure. Even though, I remember he was like 21 of 29 at some point. He was dealing despite, getting popped a whole bunch.
He played a really good game despite the numbers not showing that. I felt
For
like.
sure. I don't think he didn't throw a touchdown.
Nah, he threw a pick.
Yeah.
And like Chase quietly had 100 yards. And I remember I played him on DFS, and I took some of his over props, and the whole game I was just like, damn, man, I feel like he hasn't really like done anything. And then you look, and he has like 109, and you're like, oh,
catches a screen 20 yards,
right, and then takes
drag,
that, yeah. But Joe Burrow, I think that getting sacked 9 times, you're not clicking with your receivers as far as like big explosive plays, and what you come accustomed to this Bengals offense, and they still win. Because I think that the Bengals defense played really well, too.
For sure.
And they caused a lot of turnovers for Ryan Tannehill.
His first and last pass of the game were interception. I wonder what those odds were.
Crazy. I mean, the first
he probably couldn't even get that back.
He tried to throw it to Julio, but he also stared him down.
And they're forcing the ball to Akina.
So what'd you feel about this one? Derrick Henry comes back. It's, about the normal workload. Got about 20 touches.
I feel like he was a little... I mean, who am I to say this? But I feel like he was running... I mean, this is obvious. He was running much better in the second half than the first half.
Well, yeah. I mean, he hasn't gotten hit in 2.5 months.
Yeah. He got a metal... What does he got, a rod in his foot with plates? Foreman looked explosive.
Yo, so you know where I think they lost the game? When Foreman comes in for Derrick Henry, and he rips that, like, 40-yard run. I think it was 40... Where was it?
Yeah.
It was like 45-yard run. And then the next play, they throw a pass, and he gets picked. It's like, bro, you just shredded them on back-to-back plays.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing there? Yeah.
And I don't understand I feel like everyone's dissecting this play too, but was it the third down, Tannehill, the option keeper?
Yeah.
And then he keeps it, gets stopped. No big deal. They probably knew they were going for it on 4th down. But then it's like, I don't remember who was calling the game, but they brought up a great point. It's like you needed like half a yard. You have Derrick Henry 7 yards back behind the line of scrimmage. I understand you're going to run the ball, but it's like have him lined up a little bit closer to your running back, your quarterback. It's such a short.
Or like go with a big package and get like an extra tight end in there as a fullback and then throw in a fullback at that scenario there. I didn't understand that at all. But I think the one cool thing is A.J. Brown is really a force of nature.
Dynamite.
5 for 142 and just like a bully. He's one of the more like physically imposing wide receivers, I feel like.
Yeah.
Something about them Ole Miss boys, bro. Him and DK,
beast.
like, dude is a fucking stallion. But, yo, Uzoma, too, back-to-back games coming up. Big catches for them. Moving the chains, shit like that. Tyler Boyd only had 2 catches. T. Higgins played pretty decent. The week before against the Raiders, he had 1 catch, and he had like 6 or 7 of them in this game. And I just think that nothing went well for the Bengals, they still won this game because McPherson, too.
Well, I would say the defense went.
Well, yeah, but it was a good matchup.
Great pick by Mike Hilton.
Yeah,
on the deflection pick by himself. Mm-hmm. A lot of big plays on defense.
Do you think Tannehill started his last game in Tennessee? Yo, I feel like of all the quarterbacks that played in the playoffs so far, I feel like 6 of them are going to be on different teams next year. He's one of them.
Yeah, there's a couple other ones.
Like I even think Jimmy G might be on a different team.
Yeah, I think unless they win a Super Bowl, I think so.
I think the Titans have a new quarterback. I think the Bucks might have a new quarterback. Green Bay's probably gonna have a new quarterback. There's a few of them. The Raiders. Who knows what happens with the Raiders? Like there's a lot of teams where I think they might go in a different direction, and that was one thing I was thinking about with the Titans, and also what we were just talking about with the AFC.
You got to go through all those guys.
How can you possibly look at your quarterbacks, and I get it, right? It's easy for you to be like, yo, just get a new quarterback. Like, how many good ones are there? It's like 10
Yeah.
on the planet, right? Like, there's so many teams that need quarterbacks still, but you have one and you settle for it. It used to be the old, like, Andy Dalton take I used to have. It's like, yeah, you're going to give Andy Dalton at the time $17 million a year because, like, what's behind him? And he was stable for the Bengals, and it was, it was okay. You were making playoff appearances, but then there's always that next level. Like, in anything, bro, there's that next level. Like, even me, I'm a jiu-jitsu blue belt, but there's next levels. When I go with brown and black belts, it's like, damn, so you still got a lot to learn.
I wonder if there's...
And that's how I feel about Ryan Tannehill with the Titans. It's like, yo, it's cool. It's dope. The per 16 game, you take that and stretch that out. His numbers are up there with guys. But then when there's certain situations like this one, and you got to look.
The pick at the end was inexcusable.
It's just something different, man. Like, he can't take over a game.
Yeah.
Where some of these other guys, they can take over a game.
It's just...
If my bad, bro. I've cut you off a couple times. But, like, Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times, bro. Like, he played like Eli Manning did against that Niners. Remember the Niners? They hit him like 18 times.
Yeah.
And then the famous play where the chin straps over his mouth and he's doing the timeout. Like, he got hit. Joe Burrow got beat up. And if you're looking at that as a Bengals fan or the Bengals, you're like, yo, our guy got fucking smoked. And
he gets up every time.
And we still won, right? Like, yeah, you don't want your quarterback to get sacked 9 times, but you still won. And it's like, even on a Mahomes bad day, even on an Allen bad day, even on a Burrow bad day, they can overcome that. But when these other echelon of quarterbacks have bad days, it's like a wrap for you.